I'm fine. I'm in a lockdown in Santiago de Chile, South America, and yeah, I'm okay. The situation in Chile has been quite bad in terms of this pandemic, and we are also going through like a deep crisis in terms of social and a political crisis here since last year. I'm from the south of Chile in it's not such a small town, but it's quite a small town. It's called Valdivia. It's 160 now, I think, thousand people, living people. It's surrounded by such a beautiful environment. Like it's very green. It rains a lot. It's one of the most rainy cities of the whole country, and so it's very gray most of the year, and has this amazing landscapes. We have actually a forest that is called Valdivia rainforest. It's not really hot, it's not really cold, but it's kind of humid, warm, cold environment. I'm telling this because it's very important basically in the way I work, because I think I'm very connected to nature, and it's an inspiration always. I like to observe a lot, like outside reality, or as I said, like nature. So there is one aspect of my work that is very abstract. What happened is like I give very abstract instructions to the performers, but then I allow them to interpret in a very open way. For example, one of the ways I work is I basically work with numbers. So I give the performance like sequence of numbers, and the numbers could have different meanings. It could be about moving your actual body. Like you could move using the number 3 in any way you imagine. So I could do 1, 2, 3, whatever. Or you can move in the space using the number 3. So you can move, like, traveling into the space using the 3 in any way. And then I could be more open or less open in that instruction, for example. And then I use a lot of repetition. So by repetition and numbers, basically what happens, like we as a human start to get into some sort of a state. And I like when where the movement becomes a meditation, basically. I just saw it and I wanted to show it to you. This is like how I create one of the pieces, and this one in particular is very abstract because it's about an artist that is called Matilde Perez. I don't know if you can see it. I got another one there. Because I did it for an exhibition and then I didn't know what to do with them, so I hung it around. She was creating the illusion of movement, so she works a lot with that idea of creating the illusion of movement and the actual movement of. She was also working with light and other materials and creating these moving objects. And she's there since already like I don't know 5 or 6 years. So I was invited to do like an homenaje to herself with this dance performance, and it was great. It was a very nice experience for me to figure out how to bring her universe into a moving performance, like a dance performance. I use the letters of the name to start creating the movement, and then I asked the dancers. We created the letter M using the space. So like a very basic thing, it could be, okay, I do this, and it's an M, or I do it with I draw it with my head, or I draw it with a different part of my body. I was asking them to do it like a big one, like using the space, a smaller one just moving your body in the same space, and another one could be like a gesture. So it could actually be something like this, or some, I don't know, whatever. So I and then I choose, like I do this, I workshop the ideas, and then I choose what I like, and then I combine, and then I create something out of what they provide me as an inspiration. So then I have, like, for each M, I have several M's, and then I have 3 levels of that M. And then I could add to that, like, energy, time, space, whatever. Like, I can shift it in the space. I can make it travel. I can, it's very interesting. I like to work that way because it gives you so many possibilities. And then, so I'm not really asking them to interpret anything. I just really asking them to follow instructions, but then allow that to happen in terms of how we, by repetition, by connecting with others in the same, like, this human dimension appears, and I really embrace that, and I kind of push it. I wanna see that. I wanna feel that, that human aspect of the whole thing. It's very coherent in a way, because my entire career, I would say, as a choreographer, and also I teach also at the university, but I've been teaching mainly, I would say, 99% into the drama theater school. So I work with actors, and my work have been with actors and actresses all the time. And in most of my performances, like, the company have been formed by mainly people coming from acting. There is a few dancers in the company. Lately, we have been incorporating more, because we want to kind of push our dance skills a little bit higher. So we needed that information to get in. And with EMA, I think it's very interesting, because Pablo, but Pablo, in a way, works in the same way, because he got the script, and for this special, I don't know if I could say that, but for this movie, because we were there in the shooting, we were working together all the time. So I saw how the actors and actors were preparing themselves for the scenes, and basically Pablo gives them, like, a kind of rough text the night before. So if they're going to shoot next day, 8 o'clock in the morning, at 10 in the night, he's passing them what they have to do next day. This is what it's going to be, roughly. So sometimes it's written, sometimes it's just like ideas, some small lines, and then it's improvisation. So that's what I said. I think it was very coherent, because everything was kind of going into the same direction. And because for that movie, I worked with mainly people who was part of my company. Even some of the closest characters in EMA to EMA have been my students, or have been working with me, because some were from the university I worked. So, and also there is this big group of 50 people, and there is a small group of friends, like the girls, and then there's also some boys around. The boys were all from the company, and one of the girls is from the company as well. Is a dancer. She's a dancer, Natalia Pakulic. So it was very organic. It was very easy in a way to work in the set, in the actual shooting moment. Pablo wanted some specific choreographies, and that was more difficult. That was more tricky because he wanted to be very organized in space, in a not much in that line of working, and he wanted to also have very set movement patterns. So always keeps him, as I said, some freedom. So we were very, like, a specific. That was the most tricky thing. But then once we were in the set, like, actually shooting. It was very fun, actually. It was great. The whole company enjoyed it, and I think the whole crew of the movie also enjoy a lot to work with the whole company, because they were making so much fun in the. It was a great experience for everyone. We really had so much fun. Yeah. Even if we were working sometimes, it was very cold. You know, just filming outside, it was cold. It was, you know, late night sometimes, but the spirit, it was great to have the groups of the company, because they have such a great spirit, and so we keep the whole thing very warm, very live, very fun for all of us, for the crew, for us, for the actors and actresses. Yeah. Monica came into because I prepared some stuff for Pablo. He wanted to be very like reggaeton, very like that kind of music thing, which is, in a way, I like it. I have fun with that, but it's not what I work with. I'm more into electronic or classical music or experimental in a way. So I kind of feel like that it wasn't in my water, I would say, as a fish. So I wanted to have some help, and actually we got help from different people. Monica was the main one. So basically, one of the things we did is we created the movement. This is the first approach we have. We created the movement, and we asked another guy first to take the movement we create and making it very like how it will be this as a reggaeton. So the movements the movements appeared because I was asking the dancers to work with just with the spine and the arms, the limbs, the up limbs, the upper limbs to move. And then I was asking them to split the body. So then we were playing with the legs in a different moment. And then we were adding legs and arms and torso together. And then when it was done, there was Monica and another guy who was taking the material and making it like a gesture principle, like making gestures that were more like that kind of language. And then Monica adds some material from her, like from herself. And she had some more specific movements that were like part of this language, dance language. It was a need of making more perreo, basically. We call it perreo. Perrear is like that kind of dance.